what I want today to happen, which means the setup that I am looking for, that we don't go below this 11,270, 280, and today could be a much better trending day, a more smoother trend than we had last week. So, what I want to do is buy on declines towards 11 270 280, and then see if the bank nifty is able to support the market, because that's been the problem point for the nifty. But given the way things are trying to resolve, I would think that we should stop halfway between Friday's range, and once we get past this 11,350 360, there could be more trending sort of setup. See, Voltas is a buy with a stop of 672, target of 695. Titan is a buy with a stop of 1230, target of 1265. Tech Mahindra is a buy with a stop of 718, target of 742. M&M Financial is a sell with a stop of 328, target of 310. And Indiabulls Housing is a sell with a stop of 215, target of 200.
A larger view is much easier to take, and that's how we should start. So the larger view is that probably the correction is over. We have gone down all the way to 10,625, and that's the end of the decline. Now the rallies take time. It's not necessary that we will have these back-to-back rallies like the corporate tax cut all the time. There is a choppy market but with a bullish bias. So that's the larger view. The bullish bias is key. Today also, I think whatever the market does, when any dip, any opportunity to go long, so a dip that holds its support levels during the day, we should be looking to go long. Now, ideally, if we go towards 11,250, that gives us a level also. I can't say whether we'll do that. That is a perfect point to buy. Otherwise, wait for minor consolidations and go on the long side buy. Well, it's a buy list. That also tells you my bias. First, we start with Bharti Airtel. It's already broken out of a very long trading range. You all know the reasons, you've discussed it. I think that breakout is a positional trade, which means significantly higher levels will come, not necessarily today, but be positioned. If you are looking to buy something, Bharti Airtel is an excellent opportunity. So that's a buy. Cipla has been in a bear market. On Friday, it finally turned around in style. That's a buy, it's a risky buy because we are buying at the lows of the downtrend, but it's worth going into because pharma is now giving signs of life. It does that many times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's worth buying into now again. Divi's Lab, which is breaking out of a trading range on the upside, that's a third buying opportunity. So two pharma stocks, Bharti Airtel and NMDC is a short-term buy. There is some momentum on the upside. It's not a positional trade, but just take it for a few days.
I think I have a similar outlook. We are in a range bound or a sideways market with some kind of a positive bias. I think the indicator setup on most of the counts is that it's coming out of this oversold level. So the idea of upside breakout should happen. So I think I would want to see the Nifty get past 11,330, 340 zones on an hourly closing basis. And once that happens, I think 11,410 or 11,500 becomes the next short-term upside targets. Similarly, on the Bank Nifty, it's 27,700 to about 28,500. The Bank Nifty has been slightly underperforming the Nifty, but again, I think it's closer to the support area. So if it comes to around 27,700 during the day, I would even attempt a long over there. And on the Nifty, I would possibly buy if we get a breakout above 11,330 on this spot. Right now, I have a mix of buy and sell calls. Adani Ports is a buy. The intraday charts are quite positive, so keep a stop at 402. Look for targets of 420. Divi's has been a recommendation earlier as well. It's showing good continuation. It's managed to get past the pivot levels, so buy with a stop at 1674. Look for targets of 1725. And one sell call on Gas Authority, that's a sell with a stop at 127. Look for a mild decline to about levels of 120.